for the members and the officials in the office and minister, and also the members that are online and everyone that have joined us from online, as this is a hybrid engagement. I am going to ask the members that please be mindful of always making sure that you are on mute if you're not recognized to be able to address us at all times. Be mindful of that, because all the time we get to be disturbed by the online. So without wasting any time, let me start again and say my name is Matlodi, the chairperson of the standing committee, and allow the members to introduce themselves. Member Lily, we'll start with you before we go online to introduce yourself for the record purpose.
My name is Andy Lelili, the member of the portfolio in human settlement.
Thank you very much. Members online?
Good morning, Chair. Derek America, member of the committee. Thank you.
Morning, Chairperson. Sean August, member of the Standing Committee.
Good morning, Chair. Kayla Murray, member of the Standing Committee.
Good morning, Chair. Brett Moran, alternate member of this committee.
Thank you very much. I think that's all the members that are there, and the minister, the department. If you can start with the officials that are in the house, and we'll continue with those ones who are online.
Thank you, Chair, and good morning to all the members online and the one present. Tasha Simmons, Provincial Minister, Infrastructure.
Good morning, and good morning to everyone online. My name is Kamla August. I'm the Chief Director responsible for Human Settlement Planning.
Good morning, Chairperson. Good morning, members present here and on the virtual platform. Nathan Adrianse, Head of Communications.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, members. Tobek Mbingeleli, Communication Officer for Mr. Simmons.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, members. Craig Lee Smith, Media Liaison Officer.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, members. Renil Davis, Head of Budgets.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, members, and also the online members. I'm Shahida January Manzini, and I'm the Acting Director, Financial Management. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Officials online?
Good morning, Chairperson. Good morning, members. Good morning, Minister and colleagues from the department. Francois de Wet, CFO for the department.
It seems that it's only one official online. We did receive an apology from Ms. Gilman from the department, and I expect that maybe online we also have Mr. Timo Klomi from Auditor General of South Africa, also the Parliamentary Monetary Group represented by Ms. P. Mokorotlo, and that is all the people that indicated that they will be in this engagement. Members, we did receive an infographic that was sent, I think was sent when? On Saturday, was sent Saturday to you, which just to help us to see everything that is in the Western Cape Adjustment Appropriation Bill for Vote 8. So without wasting any time, I'm going to hand over to Minister for a forward if he's there.
I think this will be my quickest forward ever in history for this year. As you indicated, Chairperson, we have provided you with a summary or infographic, and the intent is clear of the adjustments, and as such, I present it to the members. Thank you.
Thank you very much. With that being said, members, through your indulgence, I'm not going to go on the main book or indicate if you want us to go through the the main book, or you can use the infographic that is there. So I'm going to open up for the engagement for the questions for clarity from the members. Remember that we are in vote 8 on the main book is from page 173 up to 206. Oh, sorry, until 184. Why am I into, anyway, yeah, until 184. Member America, I recognize you.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Chair, the infographics is fairly self-explanatory. I fully understand the necessary adjustments are to be made, but I have only one question in terms of those municipalities that returned money for the restoration of title deeds. Can the department perhaps share with us perhaps which municipalities and what were the reasons for them returning the money as far as the title deeds restoration is concerned? Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. I don't see any hand, member. Member Lily.
Same question that I have with, as a member, member America. Yes, in fact, I would like to know these municipalities who decided to, in fact, if we were to get an information as to which of these municipalities that did not use this a lot of money for title deeds, because where I'm coming from, there are a lot of people who are hungry for their title deeds. So really, it's good and to name and shame them as to why. And yeah, thanks very much.
Thank you very much. Member August.
Chairperson, thank you and good morning to everybody once again. I don't want to ask the same question. I want to know the municipalities that return the funding. What is the department doing to assist those municipalities that could not roll out their title deeds program? Are we giving them assistance? Are we reallocating the funds to that municipality for this financial year or for next year, so that we can ensure the people in those municipalities receive? So, and if you are not allocating it to those municipalities that returned it, to which municipalities will it then be allocated to? And what assistance will the department give? Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you very much. Member Maran.
Thanks, Chairperson. Once again, good mornings to you and all members. Good mornings also to officials present. Chair, just to say upfront, and I think Sumise might have sent the infographics to an email that I don't have access to anymore. So I don't have received the infographics over the weekend. But as it may, Chair, just a couple of questions. Page 173, table 8.1, Chair, 63 million increase in the budget of the department is welcome. However, Chair, we know that the department will no longer exist next year. Let me just close this door for the door. Next year, can we take through, Chair, all the costs that have been completed in preparation for the new department? What tasks have been accomplished and what is outstanding? How will the organogram look like and how much, Chair, in this appropriate might have been budgeted for? Then, Chair,
Sorry, Member Maran?
Chair, yes.
Sorry to be rude to interrupt you, but we lost you for a few seconds there that the department didn't hear anything that you said. I think after you started speaking for about 10 seconds. Can you start afresh with your questions?
Yeah, Chair, there's a 63. Can you hear me? Chair? Chair, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now, but you have to start asking questions from the beginning because we lost you.
No problem, Chair. And I've said it's page 173, table 8.1. Chair, 63 million increase in this appropriate budget. Chair, obviously it's welcome. However, Chair, we know the department will no longer exist next year. Chair, if we just can be taken through all the tasks that have been completed in preparation for the new department, Chair. What tasks have been accomplished and what is outstanding? How will the organogram look like? And how much in this appropriate budget might have been budgeted for? Chair, that's the one. The second one, Chair, is the rollover funds. There's a 6.544. Just to get an update on these two projects and expenditure breakdown, Chair. The 6 million that's been a rollover. Then, Chair, that is on page 176. Another one on 176, sub-program 3.1, administration. Provision for higher than budgeted legal costs, Chair. What are these legal costs for? Then, Chair, on page 177, self-financing, increase own. What is the potential of this department? Rental stock units. And what measures are in place to increase the department's revenue by ensuring that all tenants pay market-related values and that no one, Chair, pays only 100 rand rental per month, Chair. Self-financing, then there was a revenue increase in 2022 of 8.5 million rand. Yeah, let me stop there. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Minister?
Thank you, Chair. I think all the administrative questions, I see the HOD is online. So just through her, she can direct, you must answer those questions, but I think the CFO must answer the bulk of the questions. Chair, in terms of Member Maran's question, it should be noted that this is the adjustment budget. This budget will carry us till the end of this financial year as vote 8. The new department will go live on the 1st of April, and as such, a new budget will be structured and the programs will be communicated with the standing committee once the new department goes live on the 1st of April. I think that's my response in terms of that. I'll now hand over through the HOD to the CFO because the bulk of these are finance related and then they can delegate. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good morning. Good morning, Chairperson, and thank you for the opportunity. I am going to ask by way of copy for the CFO, and I've also got Ranil, who is within the finance management section, to answer some of these questions. The part of it relates to monies that was the rollover was the monies that was returned to the municipalities which were not used for title deeds, but there's a reviewed implementation plan that the municipalities will implement going for this financial year. And then the 63 million that relates to partially it is COE increases that we did not have enough funding for, and that is going to be coming back into the budget, Chairperson. In terms of going forward, the COE for 2023-24, we are having to deal with a baseline envelope, and we are responding in terms of that envelope to warm bodies that's permanently on the establishment into phase 1 of the new departments. Thank you, Chairperson. I'm going to ask the CFO and Ranil if Francois de Wet to go first. I see he's online now. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you very much, HP.
Thank you, Chairperson. Thank you, members. Thank you for the questions. Member America, on the transfers of the transfer restoration project in 17-18 up to 2019-20, we transferred a lot of money to municipalities in terms of that program. Now, they didn't spend all the money, and there's a rollover process. And one of the rules is that you cannot roll over a rollover. So they had to return the money to our department, and we are reappropriating that money based on a reviewed implementation plan. So the municipalities that returned money to us was Essequa, 3.266 million, Swellendam, 172, Breda Valley, 2.5, Saldanha, 1.474, and Mossel Bay, 3.961 million rand. I can confirm that these municipalities all have contractors and service providers that is contracted to do that, and that the transfers will take place. We are just reappropriating that money so that it goes through the parliamentary oversight processes. Then, Member August, what are we doing to assist them? Right, okay, I'm going to ask Kamala August can just respond on the assistance plan, but these monies are not lost. We are just reallocating the money to them. It's a technical thing, and the money will be spent and used for that purpose. Member Maran, on the cost incurred in terms of the new department that is to be established from the 1st of April, we haven't incurred any costs there at this moment in time. The refresh organograms is two phases. The first phase that we are asked to have just the necessary capacity. That was done by the Department of Organization Development of the CSC. That is done, and there's a whole process that needs to be followed. We are the CSC, Department of the Premier, does most of the work and liaison with the National Treasury via our PT in respect of budget structures, and then with the Department of Public Service and Administration in respect of the creation of the new establishments. There's various work groups working on that, and for instance, around the financial systems, payroll systems, logo systems, and so on. And we're working as a team together with a clear plan going forward, with oversight at the highest level to ensure that we meet the deadlines as per the plan. The rollovers that we had was in terms of the NAS project in Mossel Bay, where we experienced delays in the procurement, and also where there was community dynamics that actually delayed the projects. That for 5.196 is in terms of the conditional grant, the informal settlement upgrading support grant that was approved by the National Treasury, and the other rollovers was for 1.348. That was in respect of computer equipment. There was a delay from CITA side on the delivery on those computer equipment, and that's been sorted out, 760,000 rand. And then as part of the building upgrade, the rental housing tribunals, their offices were redone, and 588,000 rand is for the hearing rooms that was rolled over, and that has already been paid to the service providers. Then the legal cost, increase in legal cost, we have a number of, that includes the transfer cost of all the flesh units, and that is the reason why the legal cost increased so much, is our successful transfers of the flesh units that we sell to the people that qualify in the affordable housing space. And then on the rental stock, I will request Kamala August, who heads that, to give us some further background to that. I can just confirm that the department implemented a rental turnaround strategy, and it's bearing fruit, and that you can see from the 16.8 million rand that was appropriated, that's been appropriated additional in this adjustments budget. But if you allow me, I will ask Camilla August to give further background to that. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good morning, Chairperson. Thank you for the opportunity. Let me start with the title deeds. There's been a massive capacity constraint at the municipal level as well as at the provincial level in terms of title deeds. We know that it's an issue. It's been a challenge for many, many years. What we did was we put in place a title deed business plan, restoration operational plan, to begin to identify how to change the tide. So what we have done is that within the next couple of weeks, we'll have 3 positions advertised through the HDA for a title deed program manager. And the main purpose for that person is to provide additional support to the municipalities. In addition to that, we plan on advertising a provincial resource team to plug the gaps at the municipalities where there are resource shortages. We've also identified 7 municipalities that have the majority of the backlog. And we're engaging with them directly through the MM and their administrative team, because if we break the back of the title deed challenges in these 7 municipalities, we essentially eradicate a lot of the challenges across the province. The other aspect that's been a challenge is the updating of the HSS, because there are, in our opinion, there are a lot of title deeds that have been transferred where the records just haven't been updated. So we're going through a process of sanitizing the information at this point. And we also have put in place a system where the HSS will be the main point to capture information, because what you have now is municipality 1 is using a spreadsheet, then the department is using another spreadsheet, but the implementation team is using a completely different spreadsheet where the HSS should be the central platform. So we're engaging in that way to get the data onto a central platform and then give us a clear perspective of what the true backlog is. So that's some of the basics for our title deeds. We've also just appointed our title deed deputy director in the department. We've moved resources over from another section so that 4 people, so that they can provide the additional support to the municipalities. So there's definite plans in motion. We anticipate that within the next 2 to 3 years, we'll break the back of the title deed challenge. There's specific focus and attention being placed on this to prevent the problem from continuing, because what happens is that if you don't transfer the title deeds for buildings that have been built now, you perpetuate the problem. The department's also put in place a standard operating procedure that will now require our municipalities to indicate how title deeds will be transferred within a few months after the title deed, after the person takes occupancy. The ideal situation is that when a person enters his house, he immediately gets his title deed. Given the systems and the deeds office and all of that, that may not be possible, but there are mechanisms to get that title deed registered as soon as possible, get those offer to purchasers signed as soon as possible, and that's what we intend to do in terms of the title deeds. The biggest challenge, though, is the dispute resolution process, because a lot of the title deeds given that some of these title deeds are pre-1994, a lot of those persons have passed away, they've gotten divorced, there's no wills, those kinds of things. So we have to focus also on dispute resolution processes for the province, and that's one of the focus areas for the next year. In terms of the provincial rental stock, the CFO has alluded to the fact that we've now put in place the rental turnaround strategy. We've been working on it for about 1.5 years, and you can definitely see that it's bearing fruit. We're being a lot firmer in terms of insisting people pay rent. And we've also adjusted, the question was, people are paying 100 Rand rent. We've developed almost a sliding scale in terms of what your household earns, you have to pay that amount of rental. We've put in place a process where we're now trying to get people to sign their new lease agreements. Now there's challenges because people have been living in the stock for many years. They don't have valid lease agreements, which means that they then feel we can't hold them to anything. So we intending to lodge a whole lot of cases with the Rental Housing Tribunal for failure to pay rental. And then the stick, unfortunately, is there are tenants that need to be evicted. We did a quick calculation. There's 17 tenants, only 17 that owe the government in excess together of 2 million Rand. So that's some of the extent of the debt, and we need to make some decisions in terms of how we proceed with evictions in provincial government. So Minister Simmons has asked us to prepare something to take that to cabinet, because if we're going to evict, there's going to be massive consequences. But the decision, we have to weigh that up with financial viability. So that's where we are now. We are merging with the Department of Transport and Public Works. We're going to become the Department of Infrastructure. So they've got a system that they're working on, the eMerge system, and we will then begin to manage our stock jointly with theirs, which will also improve collection, capturing of service debt, and all of those kinds of things. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Member Maran, is that a legacy hand? Member Maran? Okay, I'm going to take it that is a legacy hand.
It is a legacy in Chair, but there will be follow-up questions. Let me for now put it down.
Yeah, just drop it so that we can restart again. Thank you very much. I think from myself, before I do the follow-up, it will be from other members. It will be mostly, I think, the diagnostic system when coming to the title deeds, because I mean, it, like you indicated, it's been coming on for a very long time. And as we do oversight, what we have picked up is the challenge of the capacity in the municipalities, but more also of how to go about. Now, the question is, if you do have and I hear you when you say now you are going to appoint an official from the HDA that will concentrate on the title deeds, but you do have the regional managers that have to diagnose that problem from the onset, that you don't have the amount of money that is a rollover, that you now have to try to come to the system to have that money again. The title deeds within the municipalities, like you indicated again, we don't know what is the backlog, because the recording, again, it is a problem. And again, we are going to come in, because it's I think since I came to the parliament, it has been a problem of how to go about. We are going to see it, because it can be the department is going to have a person in the HCA, but the municipality have to know how to go about. Now, I want to ask, is there a municipality that has the best practices that it can be able to help those municipalities that you have identified that they can champion that? Before we even go to an official in HDA, there must be, because there are problems as we go through the municipalities, as we were crisscrossing the municipalities, the problems were almost the same. So if you have a municipality that is championing that, I think that's where we need to look at also how did they go about. And I'm being mindful of the 1994, before 1994, that is a challenge that you can never, I don't know how are you going to sort that out, but the issue of when there's been a divorce, and it's been going for a very long, we should have by now having a policy or something that is empowering the municipalities of, if that comes, how do they go about? So I'm wondering if there is a way that that can be, do you see as a department dealing with that we are not going to have, again, the rollover of an unspent money from the title deeds? Another one, it will be the 15 million that is going for 2022-23 to provide capital to build deferred ownership. Now, when we went to Bredasdorp, Cape Algalas municipality, the seed funding of the 10 million, our understanding was that is going to, when we asked, they said, no, it will be sustainable, that they will continue. Now, we see for 2022-2023, there is a capital that is going there of the 15 million. So you are going to plant that seed for how long before now it becomes sustainable that you have to go to another municipality? Because to us, the next was the municipality. I think there are municipalities that are very interested in that to assist more, especially we identify there's more than maybe 100 municipality workers that are interested in that. Now, if you are going to plant again that seed in Bredasdorp and there are other municipalities. What is the rationale behind that? What is the reason that you are going to do that? I think that's all from me. Member Maran, you'll be the first one with the follow-up.
Thanks, Chairperson. Just on the issue of the rental stock and the 2 million rand that's owed by a number of tenants. Chair, I just wanted to check whether eviction is the only option or the last option. Chair, that's the one. The second one, Chair, the rollovers and that number of municipalities, and we've been told now that you cannot roll over a rollover, so it's a rollover. And I really hope that the new position of title deeds manager, and you've raised the issue of regional managers, the position of title deeds manager, whether they will be able to sort out these problems that exist for a number of years within municipalities. So I just wanted to check, and it's explained, Chair, that it's a process, but municipalities will ultimately get back these monies and to assist communities or people to get their title deeds. Until when will they have time to spend these monies, Chair? And if they won't be able to spend that the monies before the cutoff date, what then will happen? Because if any of these municipalities won't be able to spend this money within in due time, then it will be the third time, Chair, that there might be a possible request for a rollover or another process that will be followed ultimately to get these monies back. Until when will they have time to spend these monies? Thanks.
Thank you very much. I think that's all the questions that we do have. Over to you, Minister.
Chair, if I may, before I give to the HOD and the team, in terms of the rental turnaround strategy, and as Member Maran has asked, is eviction the last resort? We need to understand that the rule of law applies to all of us. And we have an asset. People are supposed to pay rent. They're supposed to have a rental agreement with this department in place. Why that didn't happen before my time, well, I can't account for that. But this House expects me to put mechanisms in place to keep people accountable. Be they a tenant or be they the officials who are supposed to look after our rental stock. So indeed, part of the rental turnaround strategy was how do we increase our revenue? How do we deal with the differentiated payment structures of various tenants, I must say, which I found actually, I was dumbstruck when I found out that certain people pay 100 Rand, as an example. So indeed, as Kamala has stated, we will be engaging at an appropriate time in the foreseeable future, Cabinet on the way forward with this, because we do know that we also need to respect the rule of law when we talk about evictions. And as such, at an appropriate time, Cabinet will be engaged on the mechanisms that we plan to put in place so that the members can be clear, it won't happen tomorrow. Before I read in the newspapers tomorrow, we're going to evict people. I just want to put that out there. It's in the foreseeable future. In terms of title deeds, Madam Chair, indeed you are correct. But the problem that we need to understand is that the local sphere of government, the municipality, has a specific function and role to play. And we are dealing with an historical matter that is compounded over more than 2 decades. And part of that problem is that the municipalities who are our partner in this are supposed to play a key role. Now, for many, many years, all provinces, not just the Western Cape, have done the low-hanging fruit. And now we are dealing with the difficult title deeds. Or the issue of being unable to transfer those title deeds. And, I will be engaging the National Department to find out if there isn't a mechanism that one can deal with this issue, because it's not just linked to the Western Cape, it's all 9 provinces. How do we resolve these disputes where a house has been sold 3 or 4 times illegally, to quite add that, and you want to transfer the title deed? So that's a very fundamental question that we are dealing with as well. So some of these human settlements issues are not easy solutions. There's no silver bullet for us. It's how do you deal with, because we're dealing with historical inadequacies in an administrative system which was never looked at over many decades. In terms of the deferred ownership, Madam Chair, we did indicate that, the seed funding is spread out over 2 financial years. This is the last 15 million. We will be making key announcements in the new financial year because we've already identified our next 3 pilot sites. I can't say where, but that there is 3 future sites. That is a definite. But indeed, the return on investment for us is a specific time frame or horizon time frame when this deferred units must be bought by the beneficiary in this case, and that time frame is quite clear. It's maximum period of 2 years. Then you need to buy the unit. I think we've been quite clear regarding that. But when we conceptualized deferred ownership, our first seed funding was initially to build 50 units. But given the data that we had, we said for us to measure the impact of an alternative approach to affordable housing, you can't measure it with building 50 units. So together with the CFO and the team, we increased the quantum of the number of units that we are going to build to make the financial model sustainable, so that when we approach other municipalities, we could tell them, this is the X number of units, this is the risks, this is how we mitigate it, this is our return on investment, and this is how the asset reserve fund will also recoup the money, because as I've been quite honest and frank with the municipalities, we are not Father Christmas. We're going to take back our money to recoup and to rejuvenate the program itself as more municipalities become aware of this program. And as you rightly said, Madam Chair, to want to partake in it. And with Bredasdorp, once people saw the first house, believe me, we've had a number of municipalities that are actually now looking at this product, because the pilot now has put the governance structure in place at local government level, the oversight role, and also the cost per unit. And yes, we are learning lessons. But indeed, Madam Chair, this is the final 15 million. We won't get anything after that, because we are vying and looking at our 3 new projects that we will announce in the new budget cycle, which is not part of this adjustment period. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I don't see any hand members. Is there any clarity going once, twice, thrice? I don't think there's. Okay. CFO?
Thank you, Chairperson. Just on Member Maran's question, till when will this money be available? The date is the 30th of June 2024, and those allocations are based on the revised implementation plans. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And that was all. Okay, the members, they still don't have any. Members, that is, I think we are done with the deliberation on the Vote 8, Human Settlements in the Schedule to the Western Cape Adjustment Appropriation Bill. I'm going to thank the department and the minister and those officials, the HOD online. Thank you very much. And I think today is the last committee meeting, then until next year. And I hope I'm going to allow Member August. Member August, are you still with us?
Yes, Chairperson.
Okay. Any last word? This is our last committee meeting, our last engagement with the department before the new year. I'm usually generous this time of the year with.
Yes, thank you, Chairperson. I want to say to the department, thank you very much for this year's work that they've achieved and the new programs that's being rolled out. And looking forward to next year, and I'm sure that we'll all have a good Christmas and a good festive season.
Thank you very much, Member Maran.
Thanks, Chair, but Member Lily is in this meeting, Chair. He's the main member and he will speak on behalf of the ANC. Thanks.
Okay.
But from my side, Chair, happy holidays. That's lies ahead. And we must be safe when we go out there. Thanks.
Thank you. Member Lily?
No, thanks very much, Chairperson, and to the department officials. I would also love to thank the officials, but equally the members of this standing committee, and wishing them good luck during this festive season, knowing how tough the festive seasons are on the road to holidays, or be it in Cape Town, which is not safe at all in terms of crime. Yes, I would wish for a happy New Year. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Member America.
Thank you, Chair. Equally sentiments expressed from my colleagues. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And from myself, thank you. It has been a very rough year this year. And we tried to pick up the pieces from the beginning of the year, and I tend to believe that we championed that, and the resilience have been shown from the annual report that irrespective of the challenges that we had, really we managed as a human settlements family to mitigate all those challenges that we had throughout and came out shining. So I just want to say to Minister and each and every officials and those ones that we don't usually see their faces in the department, thank you very much. And on behalf of the province itself, thank you for all the sterling work that you are doing. We don't say thank you enough. We always challenge you to maximize the potential because you know you are good in what you are doing. So from our side, thank you. And to you members, thanks for being the voice of our communities in Western Cape and really being there for them, because all those questions is not for you, it's for the public out there, our communities in Western Cape. I appreciate and really salute you. With that being said, have a wonderful Christmas and the new year. Be safe. I want to see you rejuvenated in the new year, bringing all the energy that you will need for the new year. And that being said, thank you very much.
Oh, okay. The meeting is not finished, then?
Sorry?
The meeting is not finished.
No, just stay put. Thank you very much. You are excused, members. Member Lily, also you sit down. We do the resolution. And then there's tea and coffee. I don't want to have wasteful expenditure this time of the year. And the cameras to see who's going, who's not going. I'll hold you accountable. Okay, thank you very much. Members, by now we know that now is that time that we have to consider and adopt our report before we do the resolutions, if there are any resolutions. So I'm going to put, there it is on the screen. I'm going to put in front of us the report on the Standing Committee on Human Settlements on vote 8. Human settlements in the schedule of the Western Cape Adjustments Appropriation Bill, B3 of 2022, dated 28 November 2022, as follows. The Standing Committee on Human Settlements, having deliberated on the subject of vote 8 human settlements in the schedule to the Western Cape Adjustment Appropriation Bill, B3 2022, referred to the committee in accordance with the Standing Rule 188, reports that it supports the vote or does not support a vote. Member America, I recognize you.
Yeah, I move that we support the vote. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any seconder?
Chair, Kayla Murray, I second.
Thank you very much. Don't see any other question. That means we support the vote. Thank you very much. Members, the report is adopted as it shows in front of us. Any resolutions, members?
Can you hear me, Chair?
Yes, I can hear you.
I move that we support the vote, and I want to formally move that we support the report. Thank you.
Thank you very much, member. Any resolutions?
Chair Kayla Murray, perhaps that we just acknowledge and thank the department for their hard work over the year, and we look forward to seeing their successful integration as the Department of Infrastructure in the following year.
Okay. No, thank you very much, members. Members, I don't see any hand raised. With that being said, go well and take care of yourself. Spend that quality time with your families. It's been a very long year and you are appreciated. Salute. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you, members.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Chair.